Let's talk a little bit about the Supreme Court. Go ahead, Inslee.
Well, Justice Kennedy sent a letter over to the White House yesterday announcing that he was going to step down and retire. That will happen on July 31st. What's your reaction to this, and what do you think this means for the Supreme Court going forward?
Well, this is truly historic. This could well prove to be the most significant thing President Trump does in his entire time in office. This could prove to be the most significant thing the Republican Senate does. And Justice Kennedy, for 31 years, has been the pivotal swing vote on virtually every 5-4 decision, every close case. So if you care about the Constitution and Bill of Rights, if you care about free speech or religious liberty, if you care about the Second Amendment, if you care about the Fourth Amendment or the 10th Amendment, all of our rights as Americans, they come through the crossroads of the courts. And this is an opportunity for President Trump to nominate a strong constitutionalist, which could be his single greatest legacy 20, 30, 40 years from now.
I know you said yesterday that you thought your colleague from the great state of Utah, Mike Lee, would make a great Supreme Court justice. Meanwhile, another colleague, Chuck Schumer, says, you know what? They should put this off until after the election so that the people have spoken, because that's what we've done in the past. But that's not exactly accurate, is it?
Look, of course Schumer's saying that the Democrats are lighting their hair on fire. They are apoplectic. You know, this was a major issue in the 2016 election. I believe if Justice Scalia had not passed away when he did, that there's a very good possibility Hillary Clinton would be president of the United States right now. This was a major issue the American people decided. It's a major reason we have President Trump and we have a Republican majority in the Senate, because the American people want justices who will defend the Constitution, defend the Bill of Rights. You know, the Democrats want judicial activists. They want liberal extremists who will force their partisan agenda on the country. Most of us don't want to be governed by 5 unelected lawyers in Washington. And, you know, you mentioned Mike Lee. I think hands down the very best choice President Trump could make would be Senator Mike Lee as a justice that, you know, with no gambling, no rolling the dice. You know, Republican presidents have gotten this wrong over and over and over again. Let's not take a chance. Let me mention also 2 other names that I think the president would be well advised to consider. Number 1, U.S. Solicitor General Noel Francisco. He just argued and won the travel ban case in front of the Supreme Court, would make a phenomenal justice. And number 2, Fifth Circuit Appellate Judge Jim Ho. Came as an immigrant when he was 1 from Taiwan, was a clerk for Justice Clarence Thomas, would be the first Asian American justice on the court. All 3 of them, Mike Lee, Noel Francisco, Jim Ho, would make extraordinary justices.